See you
Have
inside.
I slid into your DMs? Is your last name Coleman?
Will Michelle's past with Joe Coleman haunt her on The Bachelorette? We have to get into this because some of the guys have realized that they might have known each other. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news. We've got all the details on what we can expect on tonight's episode of The Bachelorette. But before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel, ring the bell so you never miss out on any future videos. And we have to get right into this about what's to come tonight on The Bachelorette. And Michelle is actually the one that's going to be in the hot seat. We all saw what happened on night one when Michelle recognized Joe Coleman as she screamed his name. Coleman, is that you? When he walked out of the limo and greeted her. She knew immediately, she knew it was him, but she did not know from where. When the two of them were able to talk later in the night, Michelle did recall their past conversations over Instagram DM. Apparently they have mutual friends and they knew each other loosely or from a distance due to their love of sports and being in the same city of Minnesota. However, they never met up in person. In fact, Joe was the one who ghosted Michelle and stopped answering because he was emotionally unavailable at the time due to the heaviness of BLM and everything that was happening in the country with George Floyd at the time they were Instagram DMing. Michelle felt like she was going through similar struggles as Joe, as a black woman that she is, and she said that he didn't have to be ready for a relationship, but she got red flags that he didn't communicate. However, regardless of the back and forth between them, they were able to talk it out, and she was still very excited about Joe entering the mansion and giving a chance to shoot her shot on love with Joe. However, she gave him the last rose at the rose ceremony, and we all know what the last rose means. If you get a rose at the beginning of a rose ceremony, you're usually in pretty good shape, but if you get one of the last couple of roses, you have to prove yourself, you have to work your way up. You're definitely at the bottom of the totem pole. So Joe, going into week 2, he is at the bottom of the totem pole. He needs to prove himself to Michelle. But what's going to happen when the guys catch wind that Michelle and Joe may or may not have a past? They might kind of get it twisted, so let's take a look at this clip.
Everybody else keeps feeling that maybe you might have known Joe before here. Given that this entire journey is about authenticity, I think that there's people out there that are questioning that.
Okay, this is very interesting the way Jamie is kind of wording things. I think it's fair to question Michelle, like, okay, maybe she knew Joe before, like, sure, I mean, I get that he wants to know, that he's interested, that they may or may not have known each other, but the fact that he's questioning her authenticity, this is a problem, this is a red flag, Jamie, this is not what you are supposed to be doing. I think Michelle is very authentic, she's here for love. How are you gonna question the Bachelorette? How are you gonna tell her, question her authenticity just because she may or may not have known Joe before the show? I feel like if he phrased it differently and said something along the lines of, hey, there's something going around in the house, I'm not sure, like, if you knew Joe, but some people are talking about it. Is there any truth? What was your relationship like? Like, the fact that he brought up authenticity was just kind of a no-no for me, but I also do appreciate that Jamie wanted to get the tea because we all need the tea. We all need to know what really happened between Michelle and Joe before the show. However, it does put him in a very vulnerable position. We've seen what has happened on previous seasons when that one person puts themselves out there to the lead and it ends up backfiring. So let's take a look at this next clip and see what is in store for Jamie for opening up this door of conversation.
I was made aware that there was a lot of conversation in the house about whether or not Joe and I knew each other. I'm having to stand here and protect my character, and I don't like that.
Bring on the drama. This is so dramatic. This show is so extra for no reason. Even Michelle is being so extra. Obviously, we didn't see what the rest of the conversation, like how the rest of the conversation took place, but I couldn't imagine it going so left where Michelle has to come on here and be like, my character's being defended. Like, Michelle, like, please calm down. Granted, we don't know what Jamie said, and I know what I was just saying before, but I still feel like Michelle's being a little extra here. I do like that she is addressing the group. She's letting everybody know, like, this is what happened. Me and Joe may or may not have known each other, but, like, just address it head on. So obviously somebody, and it's most likely Jamie, might have said something to kind of trigger her and bring up those emotions. And then, of course, the show makes everything so dramatic. But I like that she's gonna at least address it to the group. Maybe not now, it seems like she's walking away for a minute. But yeah, let everybody know what your relationship with Joe was, especially if you guys didn't know each other and you only messaged once. I think that's okay. I feel like we've seen that on previous seasons before. On Rachel Lindsay's season, there was a guy there that went to school with her. He was a few years younger, but he was still in the school, so they never really knew each other, but they knew each other from a distance. And the same thing with on Nick Viall's season, there was a girl, Liz, who he like hooked up with at a wedding. So that was way different than Michelle and Joe or Rachel and this other guy. So I think just kind of give Michelle a chance to explain herself. I don't know how many of the guys in the house are really pissed off about them possibly loosely knowing each other. I don't think it really affects everyone. Even if Joe has maybe a little bit of a leg up, at the end of the day, if your connection with Michelle is one of the strongest connections or is the strongest connection, it's not gonna matter if Joe knew her or kind of knew her or they messaged one time before everyone kind of got to the mansion to, you know, participate in Michelle's season of The Bachelorette. So that's just my 2 cents on this. Obviously tomorrow after we watch the episode, or tonight, we're gonna have all new opinions, including myself. So we will be back here on Shared News to do a live recap show of The Bachelorette tomorrow. So make sure you guys are joining us and comment down below what you think is going to go down between Michelle and Joe, and Michelle and Jamie, since he was the one that opened up the door and talked to Michelle directly. Let us know in the comments. And before you guys go, make sure you are subscribed to our channel. Ring the bell so you never miss out. We have Bachelor Nation coverage all season, all year long. And make sure you guys are following me on Instagram, Zachary Reality, down below. Come talk all things Bachelor with me. I love to talk about it. And that is all we have for today. So we will catch you guys next time. See you later.